Hello, crafty friends. My name is Jessica, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have Color Blend Series number 27 using the Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated inks. Now, this is Fawn, Cozy, and Woodsy. And I can't talk about ink blending without talking about my favorite paper. This is Simon Says Stamp 130-pound smooth white cardstock. This is my favorite for ink blending, but there are many great papers on the market for ink blending out there, such as Not Your Mama's Cardstock, Bristol Smooth, the Hammer Mill everybody loves for foiling, and I recently heard that Gina K. Alabaster is also good. So we're going to go ahead and get started here with this first trio. This is a really beautiful grayish brown trio. We've got Fawn here being very, very light and then blending it into Cozy and then just having that really nice woodsy brown here at the end. Now, one of the things I like to talk about in these videos is how I hold my brushes. For these blending videos, I like to hold my brushes by the head and just overall with my blending, I like to hold them around the head of the brush. And this is for a couple of reasons. I'm very heavy-handed and I feel like this gives me great control and ensuring that I'm not pushing too hard and keeping a very light touch. I also do this because I'm also heavy-handed on pushing down on the brush, and I have snapped a brush handle before. It is not one of these brushes that I use currently, but I have snapped one, and that's not a fun feeling. So I just find that I put less pressure on the overall brush, less pressure onto the paper to get the ink down, and just I'm able to lay it down lightly. With ink blending, you want to ensure that you're putting down ink light because you can always add more. You cannot remove it. As we're finishing up this panel, how beautiful is it? I'm envisioning maybe just some black and white stamping, some florals, keeping them really simple, maybe some gold that leans more towards the brown side versus the yellow. Absolutely stunning. This is Fawn, Cozy, and Woodsy. We're going to do a quick clean and then go ahead and move into the next panel. I do like to let my panels dry up here in the corner, and I want to bring your attention to it because I want you to watch the earlier panels here early on. They dry back so beautifully, these inks do. And so while it looks a little bit splotchy now, throughout this video, you're going to notice that they will dry back and smooth, especially when we add the heat gun to them at the end. So be sure to pay attention to them up in the corner. So this is our next trio. This is Fawn, Aspen, and Sky. We're going to go ahead and get started with Fawn. I like to get started with what I consider the lightest color in trios when I'm doing ink blending. And so we started here with Fawn. And lately, about halfway through this series, I noticed that I really like to come in from the right-hand side. So you'll kind of see me twist my paper or my work surface, I guess, on this waffle flower grip mat and pivot it to try to make sure that I'm coming in from the side that feels most comfortable for me. I don't do it all the time, but I do find that I like coming from the right side and then I'm going to pivot and swivel it and then I like to come in from the left. It's just whatever's feeling right to me at that time. Aspen is a really beautiful green. I don't reach for this one often, but it pairs beautifully with this brown trio, especially here with Fawn. So I'm just making sure that I'm pulling those colors into each other, going in very lightly, and just ensuring that I'm building that color up appropriately, not coming in too heavy-handed. Now, Sky is such a fun blue. This is from the what I would consider the navy trio of blues. There are two trios currently in this line of blues. There is the more bright marine blues, and then there's the trio of navy kind of softer tone blues that was released a little bit later. Very, very beautiful. The final blue in this trio, I think it's called Night Gorgeous. I'm really loving this earth toned panel. Could definitely see a tree on it, creating a little scene. You know, we've got some dirt, some grass, some sky. Could endless possibilities. It also leans a little masculine. You could throw some black and white die cuts on it for happy birthday. Just lovely, lovely, lovely. So I think this is my favorite panel. This is Peony, Pucker, and Cozy. This you'll just have to wait and see. Absolutely stunning. I love Peony. It's probably one of my favorite pinks. There are quite a few pinks in this line. I'm looking over here now. It looks about 4 to 5, depending on what trios you kind of consider more on the pink line. I would say 5 with the pinkish red tones, but this color is so beautiful. Peonies are some of my favorite florals in real life, but this pink is just an absolute stunner. Paired with this really bright orange, this panel is super fun. I'm definitely going to be making a card with this in the future. So as I mentioned earlier, we're going in very light-handed. Cozy is really easy to throw down because it's a really nice medium soft brown. So I didn't worry about making sure that I was going to put that ink down too heavy. But pucker packs a punch. And so I like to ensure that I'm going in very light-handed because it can get away from you very quickly and oversaturate and just really take over any panel when you're blending. Now, again, I want to bring your attention to the upper left-hand corner in that first panel that we created. I don't know if you've noticed, but look at how smoothed back it's looking. You can kind of see how fawn on top of it looks different than the fawn on the bottom, and that's just because it's still currently drying back, but they do dry back beautifully. Now we've added Peony, and isn't this such a fun panel? Absolutely stunning. Could definitely see some gold. Doing a little water reactive technique on this panel would look great. For those who don't know, these inks are water reactive, which means that if you splash them with water or a clear liquid, even a shimmer powder, they do bleach out, and you get this really fun spotted bleached ink texture, and it's really, really cool. Creates a lot of really fun depth. So this panel is Peony, Pucker, and Cozy. Absolutely stunning, so gorgeous. So now we're going to do a quick clean. For those who are new, welcome. This is a waffle flower grip mat that is well loved in my craft room. Like I said before, we are on number 27 of this color blend series. So I have blended 27 trios in 4 different panels. So our next panel is Heather, Ocean, and Woodsy. But I wanted to talk about how I clean this waffle flower grip mat. I use a couple different things. I use Brutus Monroe's Squeaky Clean in all the flavors because I love a little smell that smell good in my craft room. I also use baby wipes, the ones from Costco that are unscented. And sometimes when I feel like it's just a little bit gritty, I will take it upstairs and run underneath some warm water and just use my hand to kind of scrub it off. But it is well loved. It does stained. It is made out of photopolymer, just like our stamps are. And I absolutely love it for ink blending because it holds my paper very, very well. Now, this is a really fun panel. This is Heather, Ocean, and Woodsy. Really love how Heather and Ocean blend. Sometimes with these inks, you can get additional colors, and we're seeing it here with Heather and Ocean. We're getting that more blue, purple, violet kind of color in between the two of them. And so what's really fun with that is you can start with a very small amount of these inks, maybe your primaries and secondaries, and that'll get you additional colors when you blend them. Now, I don't always get it. As you can see, the previous panels, we definitely just have those 3 colors, but I have a lot of videos showing the additional colors previously, so be sure to check out that playlist. Now that is Heather, Ocean, and Woodsy. Absolutely beautiful. Well, while we do a quick cleanup, I'm going to talk about all of the affiliate links are linked below in the description, so be sure to expand it. And what an affiliate link is that if you click on an affiliate link and do a little shopping with me from that link, I do receive a small commission at no cost to you. This just helps keeps products fresh in the craft room and allows me to continue to play here on YouTube. Here are the panels. I went ahead and dried them off camera using a heat gun, but I usually typically like to let them air dry. Here's the original. This is Fawn, Cozy, and Woodsy, a really, really fun brown. Then we're moving into Fawn, Aspen, and Sky. Like I said, earthy tones, put a tree on it, maybe some black and white die cuts for a more masculine feel. This is my favorite panel. This is Peony, Pucker, and Cozy. Could see some gold on this, some really intricate florals, maybe a little black splatter Who knows? And then to wrap it up, this is Heather, Ocean, and Woodsy. That's the panels for today. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you guys so much, and take care.